Dear students, last time we spoke about long-run costs, also called economies of scale. And again, in economics, the difference between the short run and the long run is in the short run, at least one factor of production is fixed. In the long run, all of them are flexible. And here's a great example from a Dutch newspaper, the NRC, where currently there's a shortage of labor in the hospitality industry. Or in other words, hotel restaurants cannot find enough staff to run their business. The article even says that some hotel and facility students are lured out of their diploma. So don't finish your diploma, but go work for us and we'll give you interesting pay. Now, don't do this, but it again shows that in the short run, this is an issue. In the long run, in a year, 2 or 3 years, it may not be an issue because our industry will have adjusted. It will have either recruited new people by interesting wages or whatever, or it will use robots or automate certain things in the hotel so that they do not need the extra staff. So just to show you that, long run, short run in economics is a very actual thing. Also with the whole Ukrainian crisis, there are certain things that are just fixed that you cannot change. Then another article which can be useful for your analysis on price elasticity. So we have price elasticity of demand, also elasticity of income. Now, for years, supermarkets and their suppliers have kept the same prices or negotiated maybe once in a while. But nowadays, there are huge negotiations happening in supermarkets because, as you may also have read, partly because of the Ukrainian crisis, but also because of problems in supply chains, things like, for example, grain, barley, etc., cannot be exported to us or imported into our countries. So to find them, we either don't have it or we have to pay a higher price. Now, here the whole thing of elasticity comes into play. Because if a company like Heineken decides to charge a bit more for its beer, because the barley is more expensive and because the glass bottle is more expensive, how much more can it charge? Because if a Heineken beer has a very elastic price elasticity is very high, well then a small increase in price would mean that people would drastically reduce their consumption of Heineken. But if the elasticity of the Heineken beer is not very elastic, well then Heineken basically has customers that say, well, if we pay, I don't know, €2 for a bottle, that's fine. If we pay 2.10, 2.20, that's also fine. And people will not run away. Now, the tricky thing is, there isn't like a God in the sky who says, this is the price elasticity of this product. So currently, companies are really gambling with the fact like, well, what if we make it more expensive? Will people massively run away or not? And nowadays in supermarket, you may have noticed also that what certain sellers do is they just make the bottle smaller. So I've read somewhere that if you want to get your typical choco pasta to put on your bread, that now certain companies have made the bottle a bit smaller, but the price is the same. So sure, customers will notice that, but they probably assume that the customer is okay with the price not changing and doesn't mind so much that maybe, I don't know, 50 50 grams are reduced or something like that. But so price elasticity today and income elasticity really plays a big role in business. Enjoy the video.